बाद मेरी शादी का ख्याल दिल में आया है।
लिए मम्मी ने मेरी तुम चाय पे बुलाया है।
So I was a major part of making the cake. Supriya Bedi Sikka, as I told you before, is a corporate training consultant and she has an amazing garden which she takes care of beautifully. Adi kuda chusaru meeru. You have seen her wonderful garden, and apart from that she's an amazing hostess and she's a blogger. Asalu so many hats to wear. How does she manage all this? Idanta chestu tanu ela whenever she has a party at home, how does she put it all together anedi I thought I'll learn from her today, and I'll also tell you guys. Hi Supriya. Again.
Hi.
First tell me about your journey, as in you've done so many things. You've been a chef.
More like a training chef way back when I first started my journey. So I did my hotel management, and then I worked in a hotel. So yes, the kitchen training was a part of that. I worked for a few years, and while I was single, I loved every moment of it. I was more in the service side, F&B. But I realized that it's not something that, because it takes so much out of you, that it was not something that I wanted to do once I had a family of my, a family to raise. So I changed tactics, did my MBA, and then started working in the corporate sector and got into training. So I've been training for over 21 years. So yes, so it gives me time to do a lot of things that I enjoy doing. And having been brought up in cantonment life, my father was in the army, so that has a very different kind of a life, very protected, but yet you learn, you have so much exposure and you learn so many different things. So entertaining was something that is a very big part of armed forces, and we had a whole lot of parties that my parents hosted, and that we went and attended. So it was just, I think, a natural progression that I started to do the same thing. And back, so 30 years back, 40 years back, when my mother used to do this, cantonments were not like this. They were in the outskirts. There was no fancy equipment, no fancy
everything had to be done
ingredients.
in-house.
Everything had to be done in house. So you'll see most army wives tend to do a lot of things on their own, especially
No, but I
the
think
old
life has
timers.
come a full circle when right now again we are kind of doing things on our own, as in we don't
Absolutely.
want to take a lot of stuff. We don't want to buy so many things from outside. We just
Correct.
want to, as much as possible make sure of what ingredients are going into
Absolutely.
our food.
Tell me, when did you last have a frosting laden cake?
Yeah.
Like,
been a
it's
long
something,
time.
it's been a very, very long time.
By the way, you reminded me of it.
So it's not something that most people enjoy, the kind of cakes that we get. There's too much of frosting, there's very little cake. Tea cakes are, I think, the way to go. My family loves tea cakes, so I don't make, most of my cakes are without any frosting.
Yeah, like
or
this.
just a little bit.
When you're calling people for, if it's not a birthday party and when you're not going to put it on each other's face, I think these cakes are the best.
Absolutely.
This is amazing. What is this?
This is a carrot and date cake.
Yeah, look at it. Look at the colors. So carrot has given such nice, beautiful.
So carrots are in season. I've used both the carrots, the red ones, the Delhi red carrots,
Delhi red carrots,
as well
yes.
as the English carrots, which are the orange ones that are available. With dates, you can always add. My daughter does not like walnuts, or I like them. So sometimes I make a half and half.
Last time when we had this Christmas party, which we have shown it to our audience, how many items have you made?
I think there were 12 in all, so 6 savory and probably 6 sweet.
Sweets.
Yeah. So sometimes I think it's perfectly all right to outsource some of the things, because it's really not possible all the time if you have a largish gathering to do everything on your own. So it makes sense to mix and match, pick up some stuff which will give you a head start in terms of prepping. So planning and prepping is very important. I start, if it's a large gathering, I start at least 10 days in advance.
10 days, large
Yes.
gathering.
Yes.
But let's say if there are like 10 people coming to our house for a high tea, and then you wanted to make stuff. So how do you plan for it, and how many days ahead you plan? What are the things that you make ahead, or what are the things that you make on that day?
So it depends on what is the theme for my high tea. Recently I had one which was I didn't want to do too much of cooking, so and things that I can make in advance. So for a high tea, if there are going to be more people or any party for that matter, it's always a good idea to go with stuff that you can make in advance, and for the last minute just keep one or two things, nothing else. Otherwise you will be too stressed out and
You will not enjoy your
how
own party.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you
That's
want to
what mostly
enjoy.
happens. No, women of the house
It's
do
constantly in the
much.
kitchen.
Yeah,
Correct.
And and especially when you want your pakoras to be hot, of course.
Absolutely.
But then
Yes.
apart from that, I saw that you can make a lot of things beforehand, as in keep them. So
Right. So I choose my menu in such a way that it's something that I can make a day in advance. Some more prepping, perhaps even earlier, and then on the day you can just assemble it. Okay, and or reheat it.
And then I saw that for the party you made this strawberry cake. The cake was made before, and
Yes.
then just before the party you kind of put it together with
Yes,
cream.
you helped me
and-
with that.
Yeah, I helped you. So I was a major part of making the cake. I
Yes,
put
she
the
was.
cut strawberries nicely and neatly to make it look very nice.
Right. You know, a good way to do this is you measure out your dry ingredients and keep them aside. Whatever is the baking dish that you're going to baking tins. So flour it, grease it, put the butter paper, the grease proof paper, so that everything is ready. So when you're ready to go, you have all your ingredients lined up, measured, pre-measured, and just mix it. Mixing does not take much time.
Yeah.
So if you don't like to get overwhelmed, a good idea is to pre-mix, pre-measure everything, get your tins and pans ready, and then start mixing. Because what I do is, this is how I do it. The first day is all measuring, getting my ingredients together, measuring them out, putting it on in different Ziplocs, so that I know this is what, and label it. Very important, you have to label it or you can get mixed up if you're doing multiple things.
Yes, yes.
And get your tins ready and greased and floured and everything, and then the third day the second day I start to bake. So this way my oven is already preheated, so as one comes out and is baking, my second part is already second dish I'm making is mixed up. So once I remove this one, so I bake everything in one go.
How much in advance can we bake a cake for it to be still fresh and nice?
So for a cake, something like this, you can bake 2 days in advance. You can also bake your cake and freeze it. Make sure that you have wrapped it up well enough
Foil.
so that it doesn't dry up. Yes, cling wrap it well and then put it in parchment paper and all of that. It has to be frozen in the freezer section, and the day that you have to serve it, so about 2 hours before or 2 to 3 hours before, just take it out, put it on your countertop.
That's it.
That's it. So you can do that with your brownies, you can do with your banana loaves, you can do with any kind of tea cake. And if you want to make a birthday cake, you can do the same thing. Bake your layers, freeze them individually, and the day that you're ready to assemble it, just defrost it. And
So as you said, prepping is it's all about prepping, which takes most time actually.
Yes.
So I think prepping is what you ensure you do it one day before. You've got tens of lists. What are those?
So my list, first is of course finalizing the menu, the guest list, how many people, and then you finalize the menu. And once the menu is finalized, the second list is what ingredients will go in each dish. So under that I have a note of what are the things that I need for this. And then under that I write to prep. So what is it that I need to do? So for example, if I'm making, let's say, a shepherd's pie, so I would write need potatoes, mince, shallots, so cheese and some cream. So I have this written under that, so that I know these are the ingredients I require. My next note would be about what are the things that I need to buy from outside. And then another list of the things that I need to do. So for example, boil and mash potatoes, season the potatoes. So the layers, cook the mince or order the mince. So what needs to be done at what time. So the entire week is about, day 1 I would do this, day 2 I'm going to order the things, day 3 I'm going to cook it, and day 5 or 6 when it has to be done, day 5 is when it goes into the freezer, and then I would assemble it on the day before. So it is ready to bake. So
yeah. Everything need not happen on the same day, but
Exactly.
despite that, you will have a lot of rush. So on that day, what do you do? On that
So-
day, when you have, let's say, it's a high tea.
okay.
So everybody keeps coming in at what, 4 o'clock?
Yeah, about 4:30. If it's summer, then definitely 5:30 usually. And if it is winter, that is the best time to enjoy the weather outside. So that would be about 4:30 is when we start. And so I have my cookies ready. I've got my sandwiches done the previous day.
I mean, they don't get soggy like if you're putting vegetables.
So you have to choose your what are you going to put it, right?
yeah.
So you have to make sure that you put the filling. What kind of filling are you choosing?
So maybe even the filling, let's say you have a chicken, I mean,
You
that's
have
what
to butter your bread because that forms a barrier between the bread, so it keeps it from getting soggy.
Ah.
So this stays well, but it has to be cling wrapped properly, otherwise it will dry up.
There are some don'ts, right, when you're actually hosting a party. What are these?
Okay, so don't mix menus is what I feel. I think it is good to stick to a theme and don't try a new recipe on that day.
Ah.
That's one of the major things, and it's always good to make a little bit. You should know your recipe, otherwise you will get stressed out if it doesn't go right. And have a backup.
And have a backup plan. Yes, if 10 things you plan, 11th thing can go wrong. So you should have a backup.
Yeah. So if you're going to be making 7 things, and one thing doesn't come out just the way you want it, you can always leave it out. 6 things are still fine.
Yeah. Trick and the main important thing is to ensure that you don't run around when guests are around.
Correct.
You just are very relaxed and just enjoying yourself along with them and making sure things are running smoothly.
Right. So you should know what's your crockery and cutlery, what will you be serving, what dish in. So all of this, if it's already pre-planned, it takes away a lot of stress of last minute thinking. And as you know, we women are constantly thinking. We've got
Yes.
so many things on our heads, right? All the time. So
Right.
food is not just about how it tastes, but also how it looks. It should, and we all know this, right? Sometimes pick flowers from my own garden or leaves, or depending on again what's your theme.
So just putting it all in one small short format for me before we end. Deconstruct your party on that day, because that's what we saw for the audience. So that party, what you've done, maybe quickly if you can do a small recap.
A lot of things were done. So the first thing, of course, menu planning. Second, getting the ingredients. Third, prepping for all your fillings, outer cases. Anything that can be made in advance has to be made in advance. Okay, cakes. The last things, cutting of fruit. You can't cut strawberries the day before. They are going to release water. You can't cut vegetables the day before. It has to be done the same day.
And you had orange slices on one
Orange
of your cakes.
So on the same day, so these were sliced then. So it was washed and kept there. Strawberries were washed and dried, so that all I had to do was chop. Okay. So whatever can be done in advance was done in advance, and the rest, it's perfectly all right to ask your friends, like I did ask Rajeshwari that day to help out. And she did. So
Yeah.
we
I
carried
was looking
stuff
forward
out.
to eating though.
Yes.
So that I thought let her finish all the prepping fast enough so that I'll eat fast enough.
So yes, so and then I'd already decided what was the crockery and cutlery, where will what go, the covers, what particular table covers would I be using, and where would it go, and the beverages, what would it go in, all of that crockery, cutlery, the decor elements that I wanted to incorporate. My theme that day was Christmas theme, so I wanted to
Yeah.
use more of red, white, green, and red, primarily red, green, and white. So most of the food reflected that. So whether it was toppings, so choose that. You have to visualize it before, so that you know what is going to be the end result.
See, as far as I am concerned, I have always come to your parties which have been a major hit. But I'm thinking you must have had your bad days, no? So any particular nightmare, it cannot be called a nightmare, maybe a daymare.
A daymare, yes.
So yeah,
Right.
did you have any such moments where it was like panicky?
So
And
recently I did this. I invited a few friends over for brunch, and again I wanted to keep it relaxed. So not too many things, but one of the things, banana bread, I froze that, and I thought to myself at that time that, okay, so I'm going to freeze this so that whenever I'm ready to bake it, I'm going to just pour it out and bake it.
yeah,
I put it in, I baked it, and once it was in the oven, I kept thinking to myself as I checked, why is it not rising? It refused to rise. And later on, I realized I'd forgotten to add the flour to it. So I forgot to label my the dough, the batter that I had made, that this is just a wet dough. I am yet to add the flour to it. So
Flour ke bina banana bread.
so it became a banana pudding. It was still enjoyed because it had, but it was way sweeter.
You can always convert your banana breads into puddings if you can't, if you have a problem.
Yes, so that was a nightmare, right? That happened.
Yeah. So that was enjoyable. I think you know, in all this we may have learnt a few things, but I'm sure it comes with your experience, and it comes with doing things wrong, learning from them.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
So croquets, for example, sometimes they would just open up into the oil as soon as you put it, and they would have behaved perfectly fine when you did it earlier. So if something goes wrong, just let it be. Don't try and salvage it at the last minute if you have other things. So it's always good to have at least 5-6 things, like I said, for maybe
Or
a gathering
maybe a
of
backup, because
for a gathering of 8 to 10. Frozen stuff sometimes. I always keep frozen samosas on the day of my party. I keep them in my freezer, so that in case a snack goes wrong, I know I can pull
or
that
if
out.
something goes, it's over, or more people come in, you can always
Yeah.
have something coming in.
So all I have to do is pop it in the oven and they are ready.
Yeah.
So that's a backup.
As she said, thinking, planning will help you a lot in planning your parties, and people will love coming to your house like we love going to Supriya's house.